First off, sorry if this is late. Second off, I have to make sure I get a lot of stuff done. And after having to make that video with me being excited that the TMNT are now in Injustice 2, well, let's just say it's going to be crazy. Yeah, this is Mega Man NG, and we are back with another TMNT Season 1 episode review. Today we're going to be talking about Episode 14, but in truth, this is actually Episode 13 according to the production order. Special thanks to one of my commenters who mentioned that I should have reviewed this episode first instead of I, Monster. Even back in Season 1, Nickelodeon always had a tendency and audacity to pretty much air episodes out of order. It's like they don't have faith in the show. But what can you do? Anyway, yeah, I'm going to be providing my thoughts on the episode New Girl in Town. So here's the deal. Provide a summary as well as some points that I liked. And there were a lot. Let's get started. Snakeweed's on the loose, and the turtles are on the move to catch him. But when the plan goes wrong, and having had enough of Raph's whining, Leo lets Raph lead the team. While away from the group, Leo encounters the Foot, including a female ninja named Karai. After a scuffle, she heads off, and it wouldn't be the first time they clash. The threat of Snakeweed still looms. Can the turtles be able to stop him and be able to figure out who this girl really is? I like how episodes, truthfully, provide like more than one plot. Here you have two plots. The first plot is that the turtles have to contend with Snakeweed, who made his appearance, I believe, in the beginning, like episode 2 or 3. And the other plot is Leo dealing with Karai. By the way, this is Karai's first appearance. This is the new, like the 2012 version of Karai. This version of Karai is voiced by Kelly Hu. She is the daughter of the Shredder. But you guys know, if you saw the rest of the show, I may as well say it here. In truth, her real name is Hamato Miwa, biological daughter of Hamato Yoshi. But we don't learn that until much later. But I'm just saying, since the rest of the show came out, don't say I didn't warn you if I decide to do something like this. But anyway, yeah. Karai is an innocent girl, alright, but she's also very dangerous. I feel like, yeah, having her appear is going to make the show interesting. She also has a pretty good dynamic with Leonardo, since the fight between the two was one of the highlights for me. It showed not only their skills, but they also have various similarities. Speaking of Leo and Raph are in conflict yet again, and that ends up becoming the basis of the episode, over leadership duties. Leo, having had enough of Raph's constant whining and complaining, decides to split off and let Raph lead. This leads to Raph having a very tough predicament, having to contend being a leader and being responsible, while having to save his brothers from the likes of Snakeweed. Snakeweed's plot is pretty much kidnapping people so he can use them as fertilizer for whatever reason. I don't really know for sure, since Snakeweed, well, he fought the turtles twice. One instance when 3 of them ended up inside deep within the sewers and freed people, and then the fight ended up being pretty bad. It ended up way bad for them. And then later on, at the end, Leo and Raph worked together to beat down Snakeweed after, well, Karai ditched Leo for not wanting to steal the sword of Miyamoto Musashi. Trivia note, the sword of Miyamoto Musashi, well, it's pretty much the thing inspired Leo to follow the path of wielding 2 swords, as well as the inspiration for Miyamoto Usagi. Yeah, ain't that a little bit of a quank? Yeah, I will admit, this episode was pretty good. It also shared an important lesson on the value of leadership and responsibility. We all know that Leo is the leader, the de facto leader by default. And being leader carries with it a sense of responsibility that you have to keep an eye over your other comrades, especially like your brothers, like Raph and the others. When Raph tried his luck, he couldn't handle it. His skills as a leader aren't that great. But you want to know what the really weird thing is? Raph being as a leader, it's a bit ominous. Why? Because in the 2018 series, they're going to have Raph be the leader of a new band of TMNT. How will it play out? I don't know for sure, but I'm surprised I was able to catch on to it rather quickly, since I still need to provide my thoughts on the upcoming show, like how it is and what it's going to be like. It's going to be interesting, I tell you, really interesting, but I need a bit more time. But point is, the episode was really good. There were some good moments there. Mikey still has the humor here and there, but the humor is a bit downplayed in exchange for action and a bit of intense emotion. Like, some of the favorite moments I liked when Leo fought against Karai, the turtles trying their luck against Snakeweed only to fail, and the final battle where Leo and Raph put their differences aside and take down Snakeweed. But overall, it was a pretty good episode. pretty good. And truthfully, I should have reviewed this episode first instead of I Monster. But what can you do? Was it my fault that I realized that Nick aired them out of order? Well, Nickelodeon always had a tendency to do that. If you want to know what I think, like my review score wise, it's in the description. But if there are any other episodes in the later seasons, season 2 or 3, that were aired out of order, please let me know in the comments. So that way I can be able to figure out and plan, so that way I don't have to make the same mistake. The episode's pretty good. It has an important lesson and a resolution that was pretty satisfying. And as far as Karai goes, we haven't seen the last of her. She'll be back, and when she does, she'll end up being just as dangerous as ever. Trust me. So anyway, yeah, that is pretty much it for this episode review. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, please be sure to hit the like button. It really does mean a lot to me. I do apologize if it's late because the TMNT Injustice 2 video I did kind of took a bit of my time. Hopefully it won't happen when I review the episodes next week. Anyway, yeah, that is it. This is Mega Man NJ signing off. Peace out. Boo Yakasha!